Alright, it is December 18th and I'm back, and I left off showing you chicken enchiladas and why it's on Sunday, okay? So we've gone through the week and we had all of these pretty simple meals, but I had some produce. I had to check my list, and see, that's what I do. I check my list and I have to use up the really fresh stuff first, okay? So I know I had those hot dog buns. I had to use them up. I have some tortillas, although they last a little bit longer, but I got to get them moving, and it helps me out to generate my meal plan. So I use my inventory to generate this. Chicken enchiladas. So I'm getting ready to use some more tortillas here. I have the corn tortillas I need to use. And generally on Sundays, I'm not doing anything. Chicken enchiladas is it's prep work, okay? It takes a lot of time to get all this, prepared. And so what I said about being a homeschool parent and or not, but keeping meals on the table to where you don't have to, you're out and about at an appointment, or if you're at co-op, or whatever, piano classes or whatever, you come home and everybody's hungry and you need to get dinner and it's going to take an hour. That does not work because you've already gone out. You knew that was going to happen. Go tell them no. And you already went and stopped somewhere and spent $40. Okay, and then next week the same things happens, and then you go spend another $40. What? You just spent $80 eating out? Tell them I said to get off. And that's $80 worth of your groceries. Okay, so you've almost doubled your your grocery budget, because you're going to keep doing that every week, and you don't want to do that. That's where and then when you actually go to the grocery store to buy groceries, you're saying, I don't have enough money, or I can only spend this much. What happened? Or we're not making it with the food inventory, because you have the freedom to go eat out, when really you shouldn't. You shouldn't have to eat out. That should be a treat when you eat out. We eat out, if it's delivery, it's once a month, if even that. But I know that once I buy all this food, there's no need for me to eat out, because we have everything we need right here. So if you're out, you have an appointment, or you have co-op, or your classes, or whatever, you need to make sure in the morning or the night before you have your meat taken out. Or I stick to, when I'm busy, I know I'm going to do something with chicken breast, because it's fairly easy, or fish, to thaw out. I mean, a matter of minutes. Hi. So that's the first thing you need to do before you even make a meal plan. You need to plug in your look at your calendar, or your planner, or whatever. Here's my planner. You use, and say, okay, I can't make this on this night because I need, we have to go here, and it's going to take this long, but we need to eat. Okay, so that's going to help you know, okay, I can do this on this day and this on this day. Like I said, chicken tacos are fairly easy. Usually on the Saturday or Sunday, I'm doing the girls' hair. But if it's wash day, I know that it's going to take me a couple of hours to wash everyone's hair and restyle their hair. And the last thing I want to do is go in and have to cook a lot. Okay, this is not hair wash week, so I'm fine with that. And even if I had to, one of the girls could, the big girls could do the chicken for me. Actually, they could do the whole meal. But that's the reason I'm fine, being in the kitchen that long. I try to be in the kitchen 15 minutes or less, actually having to stand there, prep and all that, if I can, and still make sure it's decent, not just, whatever. But a lot of times I do like to cook. Like when I did the turkey, I like to cook. I just get tired. But in any case, I have to cook because we're not going to eat out. That's just, I would rather have that money saved than to have to go and eat out. And yes, go have a seat. So everybody has their homeschool plan, lesson plan and all of that. You need to sit down and take some time and take the steps to do this so that you can get to this. You need a meal plan because your system, your plan is not working. And that's the reason why there's that burnout, because something is not working. You're frazzled. You know, hubby comes home from work and he's like, where's dinner? Or you're spending too much time trying to prep meals when there's a simpler way to do it, because you're overthinking it. You're trying to cook too much when you don't have the time to do it. You only have a certain amount of time. You have 45 minutes to cook a meal. Then you need to do a lot of prep work and make sure that you only spend that 45 minutes. And if you're spending 45 minutes on breakfast, lunch, and dinner, that's too much time cooking. So you need to revise your meal and get back to simple. Okay? And the deal on the $150 budget, the food budget, I guarantee you, is because you guys are home, you're eating constantly. You're in fact maybe overeating. I'm hearing a lot of the weight loss deals. I'm not pointing any finger, guys. I'm not judging. I'm just saying it tends to be that and this is something I've done, okay? You guys see my hauls. I bought chips. 2 bags of chips, okay? You know I'm going to the store once a month. 2 bags of chips with how many kids? That's not going to last very long, but guess what? That's all they get for the month. Okay, I'm not going to go back and replace those chips because we ate up all the chips. We had chips for lunch or we had chips for dinner. That's it. Okay, but guess what? That $150 a week, oh, we ran out of chips. I got to go buy some more chips. Oh, we ran out of this kind of snack. I have to go buy some more. That's why you're spending that much money, is because you keep replacing things. You only want to replace eggs, milk, bread. You know, you want to buy all your cheeses up front. Your perishable items, you know, fruits, vegetables, that's the stuff you want to replace. And that stuff does not cost a lot of money. Okay, you're going to spend the bulk of your money at the beginning of the month. So when you go back, usually with this right here, it should give you 2 solid weeks, if not 3. And then you would have to go back and start replacing your, you know, your eggs and, you know, your milk and things like that. But if you're following this and you honestly, after a couple months, got it down and you know, okay, I need to get, you know, 10 pounds of chicken breast because that's what lasted for the whole month. So you got it down. You're not going to have to go back and get that once you go to the store the next time because you got it at the beginning of the month. You know you need to go back and get some bread. You need to get some eggs. That type of thing. You're not going back for chips, ice cream, soda, candy, cookies. Did I buy any cookies? I bought animal cookies. Okay? See? There are certain things I do not even buy. Okay? We have sweet tooth, but I'll do muffins. I did buy some sweets. That stuff is gone. Okay? I bought them donuts. I let them eat that stuff up. That's it. I'm not going back next week because the donuts were actually gone last week. I didn't go back this week and buy donuts. That doesn't happen. They're gone. Okay? You got your fill for the month. So that's what needs to happen. You need to stop going back and replacing. I used to do that. I would buy 3 bags or 3 boxes of Cheez-Its. Still, I did it once a month, you know, sometimes. Everybody a box of cereal, 4 or 5 bags of chips. Now, I bought chips and tortilla chips. Come here. What happened?
They take mine.
They take yours. Tell them don't. Kisses. Tell them no. So, stop going back and replacing things like that, okay? That's also cutting into your budget with the, you know, the eating out. You have to stick to what's on here. If you're setting your time slots appropriately and you're making time to make these meals, then you're going to have time. And you're going to be filled with what you're cooking rather than just snacking on this random food that you're doing. Because you have to make sure, you know, your meals are filling. Now, this week was a really light week. I didn't have to go in and cook a whole lot. Next week, and I had already planned that. Next week is when I'm going to really get in the kitchen and start breaking things down. Sunday, so we're going to have that. Monday, I don't know if I'll come back and do a video on the meal plan. If you guys want to see a weekly meal plan, let me know. I can. I don't know. But I know I have, I'm going to make gumbo one day. I'm going to do some casseroles. That's another thing. That elbow macaroni, stuff like that, rice, you need to start incorporating casseroles. That stretches your meat a lot. Take for instance, okay, the average size chicken breast is probably about the size of your hand. Okay, but you know what? According to, food dietary guidelines, that's actually too much. It shouldn't be the size of your hand, your meat portion. It should be the size of your fist. So that's half a chicken breast. So if you're making a chicken breast for everybody in your house, that's too much meat. You can really cut down. So
I need some apples.
I'll get you apple in just a minute. Honestly, if you're breaking it down like that, they're not going to miss it because you're giving them more fruits and vegetables to go along with that dinner. Okay? So you will find that you won't have to use that much meat once you do that, because I think that's where the bulk of people's meals go to, is the meat. Like when I do spaghetti, if it's just the little ones, sometimes I will make it with meat. Sometimes they want it without the meat, and I'm fine with that.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. So pretty much, if it's fish, they'll eat a piece of fish. If it's chicken, now we don't eat a lot. I will make maybe one, if it's drumsticks, one drumstick.
Street time until 10.
Okay.
My kids are big.
To 2 drumsticks per person.
Duh.
It just depends. Maybe sometimes I only do 3 extra. So everybody's getting 1, and then there's that 3 extra. Because I've learned if I'm doing 2 for everybody, a lot of times they don't eat it because they're too full off of the rest of the food. So what you want to do is make your meat your secondary.
It makes 2 rainbows.
Oh, okay. Take it in there. Good job. You want to make your meat your secondary meal, really, and you want to go in there. You want to use your fruits and vegetables and your fruits and your grains. You want to incorporate more grains and pasta into the meal. That way you can stretch that. So I know wintertime, a lot of soups going on. Oh yes, I have smoked turkey legs. I'm getting ready to make a soup with that. And that can feed you 2 days, maybe 3 days. Your casseroles. You doing the puzzle. You want to do things like that. That way it's filling, because rice and macaroni, any type of pasta noodles, that's, it's very filling, even though you don't want to overdo it. Balance it out with your vegetables. But that's how I make things last. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to whip it up into a casserole. Chili is also another good thing. It's a good time of the year to break out the crock pot. If you're not using a crock pot, learn how to use your crock pot. And throw some things in there. That way you don't have to be bothered. That will also help you if you have to run out of the door and have an appointment. You will not be spending anything out. If you do have to go out, I encourage you to get up in the morning or at night and make lunch and take it with you. That way you're not eating out. Snacks, so many things. I would keep a snack. I would always keep snacks when we were constantly on the go. I would buy maybe an extra box of Cheez-Its or what is that stuff they eat? Some goldfish crackers or something like that, or the little individual bags, or the little cookies or crackers, the cheese crackers or peanut butter crackers. I would keep a big bulk supply. What am I trying to? The warehouse box. in the back of the car and some water, and that would be a snack. And I would just keep that stuff back there. And then, you know, it wouldn't be any more to have to buy it, because I think it's probably like $8 to $10 club pack, Costco or Sam's if you do Sam's. Even Walmart, I think, carries that bulk stuff because they're Sam's. But keep that stuff in your car so you have some snacks. Stuff that's non-perishable until you can get back to the house. Okay, but fruit snacks, you know, things like that. The kids are not snacking on all that stuff. They ate those fruit snacks in one day and I let them eat it. Guess what? You have 30 more days that you have to live without fruit snacks. And guess what? They're running around happy, right? Okay? That's how we learn how to do it. So, no burnout. I'm not saying that sometimes, you know, everything on here is on here. You know, sometimes I don't even get to do the meal plan. It's just in my head. Then I'll go back in and have to write it down. But it's in my head. I'm like, oh, I have to do this. But if I don't write it down, I'm getting to dinner. I'm like, oh my gosh, what are we supposed to eat for dinner? It's like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. What are we supposed to eat? I forgot. So that's the reason why I write it down. Because if I say I forgot, then I end up making something else. Or I try to make something that I know I can't make in the amount of time that I have to make it. And yeah, that's chaos. It drives me crazy. So yeah, get you a clipboard. Put all that stuff on the wall. I know it's a lot of paperwork, but if you want to do a command center, that's another way to do it. If you don't have one set up in the house on a bulletin board. In the kitchen, you can do all of that, but a clipboard keeps everything nice and neat too. And if you have a deep freezer, that's great. Yes, we are moving towards that again. It's even easier to do it on a deep freezer because you can keep a freezer inventory with a dry erase marker on your freezer. Did you know that? In my planner, I also keep, because sometimes I'm more closer to my planner than I am to the actual meal plan, and I write it out in here, even though it's not my greatest handwriting. And some days I don't even get this on here because I just don't even pick up the planner. But most of the days I do. That's how I use this layout, this weekly or this monthly layout in my planner versus my weekly layout. I keep, you know, just other stuff on the weekly layout. That way I don't have to clutter it with all the food and all that kind of stuff, because it gets to be kind of cluttered. So if you don't have a planner, if you're not into planners, I don't know, they do help you tremendously to organize. Use a spiral. You have to have something, because a lot of times a visual is all you need to keep things going. And the all of these things, if you don't have the time, put hubby in charge of it. One of your kids can be in charge of doing all of this. And you know, it will free you up some time. But this is not something, you know, like I said, my kids would keep track of this. After I showed them what it was, they were interested. I showed them and they thanked me for it. You know, the child in college was like, oh, now I know how to go. She saw, you know, me going through this, you know, month after month, and she had to grow up and go to the grocery store by herself and learn, you know, budget. I only have $20. What can I get to make, you know, enough meals last for the week with $20? So had I not taught her early, it didn't fit. She wouldn't have known all of this, and she probably would have just been, you know, like every other college kid eating Thai ramen. Not that that's bad, but there's another way to do things. So, yes. So, anywho, I encourage you guys to, like I said, leave me that comment. Let me know how much you spend each month on groceries, or each week, or however you do it. I know this was a lot of information between these two videos. I really hope I got everything that I wanted to say out. If not, I will leave it in the comments. But if you try this, or if you need, you know, further explanation or something else broken down further, let me know. But if you try this system, let me know. Come back and let me know. Let us know how it's working for you. You know, even if it's just a basic meal plan. Let us know. Did you stick to your plan? And this is, you know, when I talked about goals coming into 2016, have some goals down. Everything, you guys know I'm a detailed person. You don't have to be this detailed, but it does help. And I only do it because it helps. And a lot of things you don't see written because I've trained myself in my head over the years, so I don't have to write it anymore. Okay? If I could get by, really, if I didn't do the freezer inventory and the pantry inventory, I still could get by. I know what's in there, and I know what to go buy. I know what to use, when, and how to generate my meal plan. I can do all of it in my head if I needed to. So, yeah. But, let me let you guys go because this is quite long, but like, comment, subscribe, share, save it, you know, do whatever you need. But hopefully this has helped you, and this will bless you in some way to you know, get yourself on track this next year. Save some money in the grocery store. Make sure you're getting these meals out and these kids are happy and nobody's burned out on the madness in the schooling, you know, because like I said, it's a lot. You have a lot of other things to deal with. Not worrying about I didn't get, you know, the right dinner cooked or whatever. It works. We'll start them out this way, you know, the kids. It will help them in the long run once they grow up and they get out the door. It will help them. So, valuable tool. Anywho, you guys be blessed. I am going to take a break and deal with my kiddos because it's been a long while. Get them some lunch and get a little bit of school done, and then I need to. You made the puzzle. I need to get the video request, the next video request recorded. Hopefully. You making a puzzle? All right, guys. Bye.